What's up, YouTube? AM Figures here. Today I am bringing you a review on the Mafex Meliodas from the 7 Deadly Sins series. Yeah, so let's just jump right into this review. So starting with the box, this is the front. It's a pretty simple front, big window so you can see all the accessories and him, and a picture of Meliodas and his attack pose right there. Here is the side. It is Meliodas riding Hawk, who did come with the figure, as you can see right there. Says the 7 Deadly Sins. Here's the... Okay, just knocked him over. Here's the back. Just a bunch of poses for him that you can put him in. And some of it, and well, all of his accessories right there. And here's the other side of the box. Here's the bottom, and here is the top of the box. So yeah, that's pretty much that for the box. Now we'll go over the accessories that he comes with. So these are pretty cool. I do like the accessories, like Liz's sword. It's a pretty cool looking sword. I think they did a pretty good job on it, detail wise and whatnot. Same for the sheath. Sheath looks pretty nice. All the gold on it. And the beer is actually probably the coolest one, in the sense that it actually resembles an actual mug of beer, in the way that this, you can't really see it on camera too well, but the foam is actually translucent, so you can see through to the rim of the mug, which is just like actual foam on a beer. So that's pretty cool. These are all his hands. He comes with 2 sets of open palm, like gripping hands. They're very similar, but they're not exactly the same. So yeah. He comes with 2 hands, pointing hands, just 2 fingers though. He comes with 2 gripping hands. There's one right there, and I have the other one on him. 2 fists, one there, and I have the other one on him. And he comes with a set of open palm, like relaxed open palm hands right there. So that's pretty cool. That's it for that. And his heads, he comes with 3 of them. He doesn't have interchangeable faces. You have to swap out the heads, which is fine by me. He's got his happy face, his smiling, grinning, you know. This one, his angry face when he's attacking, when someone threatens Elizabeth or something. And the other one is his serious face, which I will show you when we get into the figure. But yeah, that's pretty much that. As for size comparisons, let me try and stand him back up. And you can see, you'll be able to see him next to Bon. I also have a model kit, the model kit Gogeta, that I can stand up next to him so you can see his size. So they're all different series, of course. So their sizes aren't really meant to match up, but as you can tell, Meliodas is a pretty tall figure, which is inaccurate to the anime, because he is extremely short. This is him next to the Saint Seiya figure. And let's grab Gogeta. There we go. This is him next to the Figurize Gogeta. So pretty tall. You know, he's a pretty sizable figure. So it's fine by me. It's just if they were to make more in the series, which I hope they do, they would have to make them very large. Bon mainly, as well as probably Gowther. Definitely Escanor would have to be huge, because Escanor is taller than Bon. And depending on what version they do of Diane would be enormous. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. So now we'll get into the figure. Let me set aside these accessories for a second. Or, not for a second. Alright, so they're back in the box. Now we'll take a look at Hawk first. This is him. He's, he's not articulated. He just stands just like that, pretty much. The only thing that moves on him is his tag here. His tail is flexible, so, I mean, I wouldn't recommend, like, ripping it off, or, like, trying to. But, if you apply some pressure, it'll be fine. It won't just snap, so that's good. He is kind of, like, squishy. Like, he's not, like, completely solid. He's kind of hollow. At least that's what it feels like. Again, don't just squeeze on him. I just mean, like, he can probably take a hit or two, if he falls down or something. But yeah, so into the figure now. I'm just gonna test his, articulation for you guys. Number one thing, he doesn't have an ab crunch, so this is about as good as you're gonna get for any poses, and it does suck. But I can live with it. I love the anime, I love the character, so I can live with it. But yeah, so the arm comes up, not far at all, really. Like his elbow really only bends up that far, which kind of sucks. But, like I said, I can live with it. All of these, I will be completely honest with my review in comparing him to other figures. So, like, compared to even the model kit. The model kit has a bit more articulation. So, compared to other figures, his articulation is a bit lacking. But that's not to say I don't like the figure. I do like it, but I also really like the anime, so that's probably why I like it so much. So, his shoulder, okay, that's an issue with the figure. Right there. It did not break, but his arm just popped out of his socket. I was literally just trying to move the arm up, and it just popped right out of his socket. So it's an easy fix. You just pop it back in, but it can get annoying when you're, trying to pose him around and his arm just falls off. That's happened to me with both arms. That's why I'm just gonna, take it easy on this figure. I've also seen some reviews where the figure literally just broke when someone was trying to pose it. So I don't want to, mess around too much. I'll show you guys some articulation, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. So his shoulder, it goes up about that far. So not terrible, not great, but and comes down completely to his side, so that's good. And like I said, he's got no ab crunch, so I'm not even gonna bother. But his head can move up about that far, down about that far, not terrible. And his legs are okay. I'm just gonna keep that off for now. His legs are a little problematic just because this kind of gets in the way. It's soft plastic, but it still gets in the way of some of the articulation. So bends up about that far. You can pull the legs down, like this is up, you can pull it down for more articulation, so that's pretty good. Goes out about that far. And let's see. Alright, I'm gonna correct myself. It's not this part that really hinders it, it's the back. Because this is soft here, but once you get up here, it's a bit more stiff right there. So it's harder to move it back. So his leg really only goes back about that far. Even like pulled down and everything. So yeah, he does have a hip swivel, so you can move his hips around if you so desire. But yeah, he doesn't really have that much of an ankle pivot. It's extremely slight, but yeah, it doesn't really move down that far. Can move up pretty decent though. It's not the greatest. This backpack, I do wish they had a peg hole or something to stick into it. This is just like a little personal problem that I have. It really doesn't hurt the figure at all. It's just his backpack likes to move around a lot. So I might wind up using some like blue like fun tack to make it stay where it is. But yeah, I do wish there was just some type of like peg or something that could hold it in place. But again, that's just me. So let's pop his arm back on. Let me get him back into the pose I had him before, so he's pleasing to look at to end off this review. But overall, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I love the figure, but I also really love the anime, and I feel like that makes me biased towards the figure. So I'm not going to tell you guys to buy it. I'm not gonna. If you guys don't like the anime, of course, don't buy the figure. But if you're, if you just want the figure, if you're kind of mad on the anime, you like it, but you're not sure if you want the figure, I'll let you decide. But I wouldn't really recommend this figure unless you're like a hardcore fan. You really love Meliodas. You really love the series. Like me, that's why I bought it, because he is pretty pricey. Even on Amazon, he was about $70, which for a figure, it's not too much for compared to these other figures, but it is quite a bit. So yeah, he's not very cheap, and I'll be completely honest, he's not the greatest figure. He's really cool. He's really great to look at. I think he's really visually pleasing, but posability wise, he's not the best. I have some pictures on my Instagram. You guys can check it out. It's at am.figures. If you want to check that out, you can. You can see just the poses that I was able to get him into. He's, like I said, somewhat limited with his posability. And you do have to be careful with him, because I've seen a lot of QC issues. I've heard a lot about him just being bad. Just like I said, I think Anthony's Customs, he did a review on this guy. I'm pretty sure it was that video that I watched. Where he was talking about how his leg just broke off. Like he said he wasn't stress testing it. He was just moving the leg around and it just snapped off. So it's kind of a risk. That's why I would only suggest getting this figure if you're a big fan of the anime and you just love Meliodas a lot. So yeah. But in the end, it's all up to you. But yeah, you don't even have to. You can take my opinion with a grain of salt if you want to. I'm just trying to help you guys out the best I can. But yeah, that's how I feel about this figure. I love it. Like I said, I think it's great. I think it's awesome to look at. I think it's a cool looking figure, and it's a great addition to my collection. You might not feel the same way, and that's fine, of course. But nonetheless, regardless of your thoughts on this figure, I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope it helped. If you didn't know whether or not you wanted to buy the figure, I hope it helped you decide. And I hope, overall, just like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back with another one. I have a bunch of figures left to review still. So yeah, I'm gonna bang them all out and upload these videos for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, you know the drill. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. Let me know what I can improve on. If you really liked it, you can hit that subscribe button. That'd be awesome. And you can also hit that little bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever I upload. So you can be the first to watch my videos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.